Today, we are in Salem, Massachusetts. This is where the witch trials of 1692 and 1693 were held. The trials were a series of investigations and persecutions that caused 19 people to be convicted of being witches, and the 19 that were convicted were hanged. There were many others that were in prison in Salem Village, in the Massachusetts Bay Colony now known as Danbury. On January 18, 2013, President Barack Obama signed into law a bill that designates Salem, Massachusetts as the birthplace of the National Guard. The Witch History Museum here in Salem features dioramas and first-person narratizations, including little-known information about the 19 accused witches that were put to death in 1692. The museum covers the hysteria surrounding these events.
Beside the Salem jail, now the Howard Street burial ground. On September 19th, 1692, he was laid in a pit and crushed to death with stones by Sheriff Corwin and his deputies, cursing Salem and the sheriff as he died. His wife was hanged at Gallows Hill 3 days later. Nobody knows exactly where old Giles was buried, but as Hawthorne says, his ghost returns to the burial grounds at times of great calamities in Salem. He was seen many times, roaming the graveyard in early 1914, before a fire devastated the city, starting at Gallows Hill and destroying all in its path as it swept to the waterfront. Ironically, the flames leapt over the old homes of the historic district like unseen hands. Giles Corey's ghost continues to appear, as Nathaniel Hawthorne predicted, during times of great disaster and as a reminder of Salem's tragic legacy. The former Puritan minister of the Salem Village Church, George Burroughs, is accused by the girls of being the devil himself. A noted strongman, Burroughs is captured at his house in Wales, Maine, by the cruel Salem sheriff, George Corwin, and his deputies. But he battles his captors, and when a storm suddenly erupts, the lawmen are terribly frightened, for they are convinced that they have captured the devil himself, and he will strike them down with bolts of lightning. Shaking with fear, the lawmen deliver Burroughs to the Salem judges. He is found guilty of witchcraft and is condemned to hang at Gallows Hill.
Here are 4 of the historical buildings in Salem. The top right is America's oldest candy company. The bottom left is Bunghole Liquor Store. This used to be a funeral home. During Prohibition, the owner ran a speakeasy in the basement, and the password was Bunghole. Next, we make a quick stop by the Peabody Essex Museum. In downtown Salem, there's a statue of Elizabeth Montgomery as a tribute to the TV series Bewitched. Next, we stop by a store dedicated to vampires called Vamp Fangs. Once again, thank you for watching.